Hello everybody, welcome out here at the Dublin Police Department. We've got something special coming up next Thursday, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to have what's called a trunk or treat. We're going to have police cars, police vehicles, trucks, everything in the parking lot here from 5 to 7 at night. And it's going to be for kids 10 and under. And the cars are going to be decorated, and we're going to give out candy and have a little event. We'll have a couple little maybe jump houses or balloon houses or something like that here for the kids. So come on out and join us next Thursday night from 5 to 7.
Okay, and you've done things like this in the past over at the farmers market, so we want to make sure everybody comes to the actual police department. I think it's a great idea to bring kids in, because one thing we want people to understand, police officers don't just arrest people. You're here to protect and to serve, right?
That's correct, and we want to build a bond with our community. We can't do this alone. We need our community, a partnership with the community to interact, to keep the burglaries down. Every set of eyes helps, and with the community involvement, and that's why we want to do something like this, so the kids will see us as as their friend and not their enemy.
Yeah, and y'all solve a lot of crimes because of community input.
Absolutely. A lot of crimes are solved because of the community input that we wouldn't be able to do without their help. That is absolutely correct.
And you've got some help on this. I know the Explorers is helping out on this. Who all is helping put this together?
Mainly our command staff and our clerks. We have a committee that we formed up to put this together. The whole police department, from the chief on down, is involved in this event.
Okay, I know we're doing this the 13th, but what about Halloween?
Halloween is going to be on the actual date. There's a lot of safety things that we want to consider this year. With all of the problems that we're having across the country, we haven't had any problems here in Dublin, but we just want to be safe. Don't dress your kids up as clowns, or the older kids don't go out in clown costumes. We're asking you to please do not do that this year, just because of all the problems we've had in the surrounding states and surrounding areas. Again, I'd like to reiterate, we have not had any problems in Dublin with clowns. But we just want to err on the side of caution and ask everybody to please do not wear clown costumes for this Halloween. There's several other safety features. If you're out walking with your children, make sure they are dressed with reflective clothing. Smaller children, make sure you stay with them. In the past, I've seen a lot of people will take a trailer and put hay bales and load it up with kids. You cannot do that. So please don't put your kids on a trailer pulled behind your truck. Another thing, don't put them in the back bed of your pickup truck. We can't do that. SUVs, I'll see a lot of them will pull into a neighborhood and put their kids in the bed in the back with their hatch up on an SUV. Don't do that. If one of them children falls out of the car, they are subject to be seriously hurt. It's a violation of the law, and we cannot make an exception for that just because it's Halloween.
Okay, we're about 7 weeks into school. We talked right before school started about all the school zones. How's the public doing as far as our school zones?
We're doing pretty good. We've still got some folks that won't slow down in the school zones. We're hitting the school zones every morning and every afternoon with our traffic units. So we have been doing as a whole, they've been doing pretty good. You're always going to have some folks that are not going to pay attention, but overall, when the lights are flashing, please pay attention for the safety of the children. We don't want to see any children out there. I'd love to be able to work a school zone and not have to write a ticket.
And I see buses where we have 4-lane roads. We talked about that, and I know there are some times where you don't have to stop on the other side. Explain that to us.
Okay, and an example of that is out on 80, where you have the grass divide up by the VA. You don't have to stop on the opposite side. But North Jefferson going out to the middle school is 4 lanes with a turn lane. Everybody has to stop, and we have a bus that stops up there by Neighbors Exxon to let children off. All traffic on North Jefferson 5-lane highway must stop.
Right. And even at the VA where you've got a grass median there, it's always good. You see flashing lights. There's kids getting on and off buses. Even though you don't have to stop, we need to slow down and pay attention.
Absolutely. We need to slow down. If you're passing a police car or another public safety vehicle on the side of the road with their lights flashing, the move over law requires you to slow down or move over if you can. We always have to be aware of what we're doing when we're driving, and most definitely if we're in an area, a congested area where there's a lot of children, please expect the unexpected and slow down.
And I want to address openings with the Dublin Police Department. Tell me first of all, what made you get in law enforcement?
Well, I spent 21 years in the Army serving my country, and I wanted to come back and serve my community, and I've been with the Dublin Police Department for almost 20 years. I want to make a difference in the community that I live in and make it safe for everybody.
And if somebody's watching us, always wanted to get into law enforcement, tell us some of the traits that they should look for in themselves, and how do you go about applying?
One of the most important things to be a law enforcement officer is you have to be truthful, honest. You cannot, we are held to a higher standard than everybody else. You can't go out and party and drink and drive. You cannot have a criminal record. There is no exceptions to be a law enforcement officer. You cannot have done anything so much as stealing or shoplifting. You can't do that and be a police officer.
And how do you go about applying to be a police officer with the city of Dublin?
You've got to be at least 20, 21 years old, and you go to Human Resources and obtain an application, and that application is forwarded to the chief, and we do an entrance test. From the entrance test, we do a polygraph, psychological, physical, and then you're sent to the police academy to get state mandated. We have to maintain our certification through the state of Georgia. So it doesn't matter what agency we work for, our certification is controlled by the state of Georgia.
And physical training is a big part of that, isn't it?
Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, the Dublin Police Department, Chief Chapman has instituted a physical training program where we take a PT test twice a year.
Okay.
And we have just opened up our new gym over at the old Saxon Street school, and we're trying to put more equipment in there. But yes, being a police officer it is very important to be physically fit.
Okay, October 13th, times again on the Trunk and Treat?
5 to 7,
okay.
5 at night to 7, right here at the Dublin Police Department. So bring your kids out and have a good time.
Okay, plenty of candy, huh?
I hope so.
I think I'm going to come. Okay, thank you, Captain. Appreciate you joining us today, and want to encourage everybody to come out October the 13th, Trunk or Treat, right here at the Dublin Police Station. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, brother.